Hello, everybody. Today we're going to move from taking a stand into proposing a solution. You're going to do this through a homework assignment. This is going to be a homework assignment. It's going to be worth 20 points. It's due Monday. And you're going to create your own 5 things you can do to blank. What does that mean? Well, let us look at it. First, we'll look at the actual assignment. So after you've read the various things you can do to blank examples, create your own about a topic of your choosing. So you can choose whatever topic you want to do to create your own list of 5 things about. Here are the examples. This is on Classroom. This is attached to the assignment. So you could look at 5 things you can do to promote world peace, 5 things you can do to get healthy and stay healthy, 5 ways to be more green, 5 ways to become a better musician. We're going to look at 5 things you could do to improve your writing. This is the one we're going to look at. Now note they did cite sources, so if you want to cite sources, you can. This shows you how to do it. Now these are book sources. Up here with these 2, you see online sources being cited and how to go about citing those. So you can use those as an example, but I would read through all of these. We're going to read this last one together as a class, but the rest of them, you could use those as, helpful exemplar text. Now, each of the points, so you're gonna have to have 5 points. Each point is about 50 words long, so 250 words total-ish, but we're looking about 50 words per point that you're trying to get across. And you just have to come up 5 ways to do something. It could be 5 ways to be a better weight trainer. There's a couple of you out there that I think that would be a good one for y'all to do. 5 ways to survive a boring day at school, 5 ways to survive being in virtual school, 5 ways to be a better race car driver. You name it, just come up with 5 ways to do it. So we're going to look at 5 things you can do to improve your writing. And so I'm going to read this one, and then we'll swing it back to you, and you can read the rest of them, and you just have to create your own and all that fun jazz. So 5 things you can do to improve your writing. Number 1, read more. People who read more write better. As a teacher, I can always tell when I am reading a paper written by a reader. Readers write that have younger development, mature vocabulary, and better and more diverse sentence structure. Stephen King, one of the most prolific writers living on the planet, said, quote, "Reading is the creative center of a writer's life." 146. King, who reads 70 to 80 a year, understands that reading is the #1 activity that can build the foundation of what all writers need. Number 2, write more. Writing is a skill like swimming or painting. You have to do it to get do it a lot to get good at it. If you are becoming a good writer, then you will have developed a writing habit. Most serious writers I know have a particular time of day in which they sit down and write. Peter Elbow, teacher of writing, said free writing is the easiest way to get the words on paper and the best all-around practice of writing that I know. 1998, page 13. Forces yourself to sit down each day, practice, practice, practice. Number 3, don't fall in love with your first draft. Get used to the idea that your first draft is almost always crummy. Well, as one prominent writer says about lousy first drafts, all good writers write them. This is how they end up with a good second drafts and terrific third drafts. Lamont, 1994, page 21. If your writing is going to get good, you'll have to move past the I'm done mentality. Number 4, get feedback. Share your writing with others is scary, but doing so is an incredibly essential step. If you want to move your art to a better place, sometimes you have to have gaps and sequence problems that we are blind to in our own writing. Have others provide meaningful feedback to our writing helps us to overcome these kinds of problems. Every time I send a draft to my editor, I sort of cringe, but every time he sends it back with suggestions, tips that will help me improve my draft. Number 5, notice what other writers are doing. We learn best when we stand next to someone who knows how to do the skill and observe how it's done. The same is true with learning how to write better. Rather than focusing on what the writer is saying, developing writers should pay attention to how the writing is constructed. One recent study found that teaching students to focus on function and practical application of grammar within the context of writing versus teaching grammar as an independent activity produces strong and positive effects on student writing. That was Farrin and Farran, 2005, page 21. In other words, we should notice what good writers do and then try to practice these skills in our own writing. So that's what you need to do. You're going to create your own 5 ways to be a better X, whatever it is. You can pick whatever, be a better video game player. You know what? All that works. So 5 ways to be a better whatever you want. Each point needs to be about 50 words. So this will be 250 words total. And it's worth 20 points. And it'll be due on Monday. I miss all y'all. I was trapped here inside my prison cell of a classroom, but hey, it's for the better good. I want you all to stay healthy out there because being sick with this stuff is not fun. All right. So do your 5 things, 50 words per point, and I will see y'all on the flip side. Later, Renos.